guys. We are live, definitely on YouTube and on Facebook. So there you go. Hi guys, Jackie M. Let me just share this out. So give me a couple of minutes. And today we've got a very special broadcast. We have Divya here from southern India. All right, you're from Kerala, is that right?
No, not that. It's like near to Trivandrum. It's like Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu. Yeah. All right. So Divya comes from the part of India where the cuisine is very similar to the Indian cuisine we get in Malaysia. All right. So I'll introduce her properly in a minute, but just give me a couple of minutes while I share this out to everyone. And thanks for joining me. By the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jackie M, and I am a former Malaysian restaurateur based here in Sydney, Australia. And I live stream on Twitch primarily, twitch.tv/Jackie M Food, 4 times a week. And usually I do Malaysian food, Southeast Asian food. But because Divya, like I said, comes from a part of India where the food is basically what was brought over to Malaysia when there was a lot of migration from southern India to Malaysia back in the day, right? So I'm very familiar with her food, but I don't know how to cook it. Okay, so today's going to be really interesting. I've done mutton curry back in my goat curry back in my restaurant days, and Divya is going to be making a goat curry. Can you tell us what else you're making?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Divya. Actually, I'm owning a cooking website where I share my recipes. It is www.happyscook.com, and today I'm going to make roasted coconut mutton curry.
Yeah. Roasted coconut mutton curry. All right.
Yeah. And to go with that, I will make appam.
Okay.
Appam, and we can try, if time is there, we can try dosa as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So appam, dosa. You call it dosa. Back in Malaysia, called dosai.
Dosa. Yeah, we
dosa.
usually tell it
All right,
dosa.
There are a few different ways to spell it. She spells it D-O-S-A. In Malaysia, you spell it D-O-S-A-I.
But in Tamil, actually, it is dosai only. But in English, they write it like that.
Ah, right. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. So, like, look. When I was growing up in Malaysia, I wasn't that familiar with dosai, right? But a lot of people over here love dosai. But appam is very confusing in Malaysia, right? I always talk about this appam because when people talk about appam, if you Google appam, A-P-P-A-M or A-P-A-M as spelled in Malay, you get all kinds of different, like, similar looking pancakes, but a little bit different.
Yeah.
All right. The version that she's making today is the version I remember from my childhood, but the version I had in my back when I was a kid is sweet. All right, and the one she's making today, she usually eats with savory curries. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna try a little bit. We're gonna make it the way she makes it, and then we're gonna try and sweeten the batter and make it and see if it turns out as well. All right, so guys, let me just share this across. And Divya, if you like, I'll let you, since this is closer to the stove, I'll let you do what you need to do and just kind of like explain to me what you're doing as you go along.
Yeah, first actually we will put this mutton for cooking. Actually, I have around 800 grams of mutton here, and I'm just going to pressure cook the mutton with turmeric powder and salt, and then we can after it is done, we can proceed with the here.
Oh, cool.
So just we need
turmeric
some
and salt.
Yeah, turmeric and salt.
In Indian cooking, you always use when you use turmeric, it's always the powder form. Is that right?
Yeah, but the whole thing also we use, but that also we grind it and then we use.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the main thing is powder, means everyone now the dried one they grind it and then use it as in the cooking.
Sure. Because we use both in Malaysian cooking, depending on like what we're making. Sometimes we use the actual turmeric root, and sometimes we use the powder.
Yeah. So I'll just.
Okay. So you need to. We're gonna. Before I go on any further, guys, shout out to Lenovo Australia, New Zealand for the laptops I use for my live streaming, and today they're also. Also shout out to Rode microphone for the microphone I use, and also today we're using an Optimum pressure cook, Optimum multifunction cooker. Sorry, they changed the name a little bit, but essentially what we're using it for today is as a pressure cooker. So I'll just show you. This is what we've got in here. So just the mutton.
Yeah, and then I'm just adding half teaspoon of turmeric powder.
Yep.
And then a little bit of salt.
A little bit of salt. Okay. So the mutton that we're using is on the bone, by the way, guys. And actually, we're using goat. All right, that's the thing that's similar between India and Malaysia, right? When we say mutton curry, what we actually mean is goat meat. Yeah. Because we didn't have lambs in Malaysia, we didn't have sheep in Malaysia. Okay, cool. There's that water there that we're gonna use that.
Yeah, just give a little bit.
All right. So in Australia, like sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes call something mutton curry is actually sheep meat, right? But a lot of the time, if it's cooked by like an Indian or a Malaysian, it's actually goat meat. Okay.
Yeah, in India we usually don't cook lamb. Here, after coming here, only I started using lamb.
Yeah. Do you find any difference between?
Yeah, we find a lot of difference. But then when I find goat meat in the nearby shop, I started using it, leaving the lamb.
Sure.
So we find this one is
better.
Really
You're more familiar with it. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just gotta show her how to use this pressure cooker. So you just press it down, close it, and then we gotta pick. Okay, why is it not speaking? Okay.
White rice, stew, soup porridge, steamed bread cake, pizza pasta, roast, deep fried sauce, yogurt, meat.
Okay, so we'll put it on meat, and it will pressure. And then once I press start, it'll actually pressure cook it automatically for about 35 minutes, and then it'll be done. Okay, so that'll be enough time. All we want to do at the moment is just to tenderize the goat meat, right? And Indian cooking, they use a lot of pressure cookers. She wanted to bring a pressure cooker to my kitchen. I said, no, that's all right, I've got plenty of stuff here. All right, so what are we going to do next?
And now then we are going to prepare the masala. The coconut roasted masala.
Okay. Now this is totally new on me. Okay, I've never.
Actually, I'm just going to dry roast the coconut.
Okay.
Freshly shredded coconut.
Okay. So this is freshly shredded coconut. I'll just show you guys what it looks like over here. Right. And say hello, guys, if you're just tuning in. This is being multi-streamed onto YouTube and on Periscope. I haven't checked Periscope because I'm slack like that. But let's just hop onto Twitch. Yeah. All right. So now, when you say this is freshly grated coconut, like in Australia, it's hard to buy fresh grated coconut.
Yeah.
All right. So this is actually frozen. Do you still have the bag? I just want to show people. All right. You can buy this if you're in Australia, especially Sydney. You can find this at Indian grocery stores. All right.
Yeah.
So there you go. This is what it looks like. Okay. Look in the freezer section. And this is grated coconut. Sometimes you find them more finely shredded.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is a bit coarser. All right.
Because we are going to roast it and grind it, so I just thought of using this one.
Okay, right. Do you add this to a lot of your curries?
Yeah, we use in most of the curries we use this coconut.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
because my
Do you use
native is
coconut milk or?
even that also goes for some of the recipes.
Okay.
But almost all the curries will have this coconut, and
Is
even
that
the
right?
stir fries at the end we'll add coconut.
Is that
It's
right?
like for vegetable stir fry when everything is done finally we add coconut.
Really?
Yeah, because
do you roast it all the time?
the
or
plain
not?
plain coconut.
Okay. So there you go. I learned something new again.
Yeah.
So fresh coconut, we're gonna roast it, dry roast.
Dry roast it. I'm not adding any oil. I'm just going to dry
Okay.
roast it until it is
See if I
like.
can move the camera a little bit closer. Okay.
So it's like until golden brown we are going to roast it.
All right. Okay. And the thing, I mean, like if you want, I think if you're really desperate, you can use the dry desiccated coconut from the supermarket, but it doesn't quite have the same
flavor and taste. Yeah.
That's right. That's
because
right.
the fresh one is really good.
Yeah.
In India, we don't usually use the frozen. Also, we just
Use
grate
the fresh.
from the whole coconut. But here, it is like really hard to find that.
That's
So
right.
I started using this.
Okay. How do you find it compares? Is it not as flavorsome?
But this brand is quite good because I think it is coming from Kerala near that my
Kerala,
place.
all right,
Yeah,
okay,
so
okay.
I prefer this brand.
Okay, I'm gonna make a note of this. All right. So there's the first recommendation. This brand is Viswas. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Viswas.
Yeah.
How much do you pay for a packet like this?
$350.
$350. It's not cheap. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad for fresh coconut. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
the first when we moved here, the first 2 to 3 times I got fresh coconut and try to grate it. But then the smell of that is like very different because I think it's coming from some island, Samoa island. So that taste is like little different for me. Yeah,
really?
but that was good only. But then we are not used to that flavor, that smell.
Right.
So I then went and found this frozen.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Even coconuts, even fresh coconuts can be different depending on where they come from.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Okay, just let me say hello. Let me know where you're watching from, guys. I know you guys are watching, but they're all very shy. All right, and so this is this was, I'm gonna have to remember this, and just keep it frozen until you're ready to use it, right?
Yeah.
Because they do turn sour, right? If you keep it in your fridge for 6 weeks, it will taste sour.
Yeah. I usually take a small portion from the freezer and keep it in the regular shelf in the fridge. And whenever I need, I use it. When it is done, I will then move the some from freezer to the.
Okay, sure. Okay, so just small amounts every time.
Yeah.
How long do you think it'll keep in the fridge for before it starts to taste funny?
It is like 2 to 3 days only because
2 to 3 days.
Yeah. But in freezer means it's okay.
Yeah.
In fridge.
Sure. Okay, cool.
It's like I think the expiry date is like 1 year in freezer.
Okay.
So that won't be a problem.
Sure. Can you tell me what other ingredients? Because when you go to an Indian grocery store, I find the freezer section very interesting because it's got stuff in there that you wouldn't find in a normal Asian grocery. I know Indians are Asians as well, right? But when I say Asian grocery store, I mean the ones that are run by Asians like me. All right. When I say Indian grocery stores, they're the ones that actually cater to Indian cooking.
Yeah.
All right. So there's some crossovers. You might be able to find some of you. Yeah. We do have like shredded coconut in the freezer in Asian grocery stores, but I've never seen this brand in there. And also the ones from the Asian grocery stores are usually from Thailand and that sort of places. All right, I find that usually the coconut is more finely shredded if you buy it from the Asian grocery store. All right, so just minor differences like that. But yeah, so you have a lot of different types of frozen vegetables in your Indian freezer.
Actually, I am not using much of the frozen vegetables. I use the fresh ones.
All right.
But some very rare vegetables that we usually don't. It's like yam. Vegetable we usually use in Indian cooking, but here we cannot find it very. So that I go for frozen.
Okay.
And then even shallots. Because
I see shallots a lot, right? But the thing is, I haven't bought them. Maybe I bought them once and then I forgot to. I found that after that it defrosted, there was a lot of liquid in it.
Even I don't prefer that frozen. But then for us, like most of the curries, we use shallots because that gives a very nice flavor. But then even I found some of the shops selling shallots here, but that is different from what we get it in India. Yeah. Because like this red onion, in this we get small shallots.
Like
but here in Sydney shops, I can see the other one, little bit bigger.
I know what you mean. See, when I came to Australia, you couldn't get shallots, so I replaced any recipe that called for shallots because it's the same in Malaysian recipes as well. You'll find with a lot of Malaysian curry recipes, it calls for shallots, and what they mean are these small red onions.
Red onions.
So what I did early on was actually, because you couldn't find shallots in Australia back in the day, I replaced them with brown onion. All right, but you're replacing it with like this red onion. Okay, so that's her point of difference with me. Have you tried using brown onion for that, or?
No, I have not used. Maybe I should try it.
Yeah, it's cheaper. Yeah, but brown onion is supposed to be the strongest flavored onion of the onion family in Australia, anyway. And it's also cheapest, right? So that's why I use it. So say the way I would convert recipes would be like anything that calls for shallots, I would estimate like 6 shallots to 1 brown onion, okay? But this is completely like guesstimating, okay? So, but yeah, it's interesting that you're using a red onion, okay? Yeah. So that's what we're going to use.
Yeah.
And
now the coconut is almost roasted.
Right.
But I'm going to add few more spices in this. It's like the peppercorns, whole peppercorns, fennel, fennel
Okay.
seeds,
Okay.
and then poppy seeds.
Okay, and you use them whole?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll then, because anyway I'm going to grind it, but while roasting I will
Right.
add it as a whole.
All right, right. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're gonna roast it now.
Yes. So I
Okay.
will just add
So
it
fennel,
Fennel,
peppercorn,
and
poppy seeds. Okay,
Yeah,
I
the
noticed.
small.
Yeah, you can't really see the poppy seeds unless it's up close. But the poppy seeds, I noticed you're using are the white poppy seeds.
Yes, white poppy
Okay.
seeds.
Do you always use white poppy seeds?
Yeah,
for
we
cooking?
use
Okay.
white poppy seeds. But this poppy seeds we mostly use for only this mutton curry kind.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
Yes, dry roasted curries. And,
Okay.
But I think the garam masala that also has that ingredient. One of the ingredient is that
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Okay. The garam masala is kind of like a spice mix.
Yeah.
Right? It's like what I would call a curry mix.
Yeah. Yeah, even this one, it's not like everyone do this roasted thing and they will grind it. It's like people started using the garam masala
Right.
directly, the prepared one. But I prefer this freshly roasted
Right.
because all the ingredients what I'm using will be there in the garam masala. So,
Right.
but I'm grinding my fresh own
Okay,
masala.
okay.
Yeah.
So have you always done it like that, or sometimes
Yeah,
you cheat and just
Sometimes I cheat. It is like sometimes if we are in hurry and we want to cook it
Right.
quickly, everything
Okay.
I will dump it in a pressure cooker with the ready-made
Sure, with the
masala
masala.
powders,
Okay.
and then I will just do
Okay,
it. Yeah,
okay.
just tempering I will do.
Okay.
But then on weekends I just follow the regular.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. So with the garam masala, do the garam masala always have the same ingredients, or do different brands have different mixtures in them?
That we are not. I'm not sure exactly.
Okay.
But all the garam masala will be having like this cardamom. Cinnamon sticks, cloves, and the star
Right,
anise, everything. But
Okay.
every brand will have their own proportions
Okay.
and different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever use curry powder, like something that's
There is
labeled?
no. I usually don't use curry
Okay.
powder, but it's like
What's the difference between curry powder and garam masala?
I have no idea about curry powder. Yeah.
Let me show you some of mine. All right.
Yeah. I usually it's like I have used ready-made coriander powder,
Alright.
ready-made chili powder, and ready-made turmeric powder. But then I have not used anything like curry powder. And even
Alright.
garam masala we use.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not with any.
Is there a particular brand of garam masala that you like, or?
Yeah, in Sydney I'm using some Everest garam masala.
Everest garam masala.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that from India, or?
I think it's from India.
Okay, so guys, remember Everest garam masala,
Yeah.
alright? You should contact the company and ask them to pay us some money. Alright, let me have a look at the comments here. Sorry guys, the comments aren't showing up over here. ¿Qué? ¿Cómo está? Welcome to the chat room. I can't read the comments over my screen. Hang on, let me just hop over and see if I can read it. Mossbog, how you doing? Better, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Alright, this is all, like I said, I'm learning as I go along. I know, like I said, I know a little bit of Indian cooking, but I don't actually generally cook Indian food. But just for the record, for those of you who don't know me, I'm from Malaysia. She's from southern India. This is Divya. Check out her website. She's got like 400-500 recipes on her. She's been very, very diligent. So she specializes in Indian cooking. So Divya is, her website is happyscook.com, alright? So happy, Happys, cook.com. And the reason for it is...
Yeah, my daughter's name is Happy, and I started cooking only after she was born. So then I named it, like I was like cooking only for her. So it's like Happy's Cook.
Okay, so there you go. That's the story behind happyscook.com, alright? Her daughter's name is Happy, which is a fantastic name for her, I think. So she cooks for Happy, but this is a curry powder for fish curry. If you wanna.
Okay, and what are the ingredients in this?
Okay, the ingredients are. I need my glasses.
Maybe I
Okay,
can-
so they've got chili, coriander,
Chili, coriander, cardamom, cloves. Yeah.
cumin. Yeah.
Okay, I think
fenugreek.
it's like our garam masala.
It's
only.
like garam
Yeah,
masala,
yeah,
alright?
garam
See,
masala.
I knew it. I knew
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, some of the ingredients are like
Hey,
that.
Sushi Day stream. Thanks for the raid. Hey, thanks guys for dropping in. Very cool.
Since I'm preparing the freshly masala.
Black
Fresh
lash.
masala.
Yep.
Since I'm preparing the fresh masala, I'm just going to use everything like coriander powder, chili powder separately.
Okay.
But otherwise, I can tell you like how can we use the garam masala instead of this one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. I want to ask you now. You mentioned coriander powder. I notice Indian cooking uses coriander powder, but do you use whole coriander?
We usually roast the whole coriander and grind it in bulk.
Okay.
Yeah, then we can use it's
okay,
like
that's why you use it in the powder form. Okay,
powder
whereas
form.
with this, you actually use it whole and then you
even
grind
this
it.
one you can put the whole coriander, but then I usually bring the powdered from India when I go there for vacation or sometimes.
How is it different to the powder, the coriander powder you buy, coriander whole?
Because in India we usually give it in the grinding mill. There they grind it in a bulk and they give it to us because it will be very fine. But in mixing means it will not, in our food process it will not grind that smooth. So yeah, in India we usually roast it in a bulk. It's like 1 kg, 2 kg. Yeah, so we give it in even the chili powder, turmeric, everything. We give it in the mill and then grinding mill, and they will prepare and grind and give it. Yeah. So it's like stored ready-made like thing, and we use it. But people are there who buy from the shop ready-made one. But in my cooking, I usually do it when I go to India. I bring it, or sometimes my father couriers.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it'd be cheaper to just buy it here? It's crazy.
I'm used to my own masala.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. It's coriander is hard, right? But if you have like a I'm not getting paid to promote Thermomix, but I do have a Thermomix which can grind it really fine, right? That's why I asked. But yeah, it makes sense if you don't have like. But Indians, I know like Indian food processors are very powerful.
Yeah, it's
right?
like really.
Yeah, they're not like your usual Kmart like food processor. They're very powerful. Yeah.
Because we usually grind our batter. It's like dosa batter, appam batter. We can grind it in mixie, so it should be like really puff.
Okay. So it can actually like mill your like rice because dosa and appam is made from rice, like actually like rice. And we're gonna talk about the rice a little bit because it's very interesting. I'm struggling to wrap my head around this a little bit. But
so this roasted thing is
so
now
this is
ready.
all ready. Okay.
Yeah, but
so
we have to grind it now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to put it in this Thermomix?
Yeah.
Okay.
So should we before putting is it okay if it is little hot?
Yeah. No problem. Okay. So you wanna grind it to a powder form.
Not powder. We can add water and it's like puree form.
Oh, puree. Okay. So we're actually gonna add water and blend it to a paste. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I've never used in Malaysia. If it's a coconut curry, we actually use coconut milk instead of like
even in some of the recipes we use coconut milk.
Is that right?
Yeah, even for appam batter we can use coconut milk, but I have grinded the fresh coconut.
Is that right?
We can use it actually.
This is all very interesting to me because when I go to an Indian shop, it's like, okay, I can probably pick out like a couple of things, but not much. And the other thing I want to point out, this is curry leaves, guys. I know a lot of you are, I use a lot of different types of leaves, but these are curry leaves. Did you buy this at the Indian
I
store?
buy it from the Indian. It's like Udaya, no? In Wentworthville and Liverpool. There is a Udaya.
You go all the way there.
Yeah, it's like every 2 weeks once or 3 weeks once we go there, and because everything it's like our boiled rice, raw rice, everything we can get it only in Udaya.
Really?
Yeah. So I usually go there and we buy it.
Okay, so
and even in Kogra I have seen small shops selling curry leaves, Indian shops. Sharma's or some other shops is there in Kogra as well.
Right. Okay, let's turn this on. Do we want to add water yet? Not yet? Or
first you can just pulse it once.
Okay.
Yeah, then
okay.
Then we can add a bit of water.
Stone and mortar. Yeah, I know, right? Stone and mortar. Did you use stone and it mortar when you were in India? Or?
Yeah, this one, no? That's
Oh yeah,
for ginger garlic, everything we usually use that.
Right.
But it's not a man. Now we are used to using mixie. It's the easy one.
Yeah, that's the other thing I'm gonna point out as an Asian. All right, when I watch a lot of TV shows and I watch these white celebrity chefs, they like to use all the rustic stuff that that look very very authentic. But in reality, like I'm really old, right? But even back in my day as a kid in Malaysia, we were using blenders and stuff. Maybe not a Thermomix, but we're not that rustic, all right? They like to do it just to make it look very, I guess, very romanticized, all right? But in reality, like Divya in India, she was using blenders and that sort of stuff in her cooking. All right, so we've got some water and we're gonna blend this. So we wanna make it smooth.
Yeah, smooth.
Let's see how it looks, alright? Oops, there you go. Okay, let's see how do you want it smoother?
Yes, I want it
smoother.
If you want, we can add a bit more water.
Okay, sure. Okay. I'm just gonna scrape it down a little bit. Do you fry this afterwards, or do you like use it like?
Just after the mutton is cooked, we can boil it.
Boil it. All right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maximum we have to find it.
Cool. Okay. Let's have a look. This is loud. Mostly salty. My dabbing is you want a dab? I charge for that, you know. You want it smoother still? I'll let you. So this is what it looks like so far. This is about 30 seconds in the Thermomix.
Yeah, I want a little bit more.
A little bit more smooth. Okay. So you don't put any chili in this?
I will put it actually after this.
Okay.
Even dry red chili, we can grind it, roast it here and grind it.
Right.
But today I'm not doing that way. I just here the fennel seeds, poppy seeds, and peppercorns.
Right. That should be enough. This is about as long as I've ever run. Okay, here you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then along with this, if we don't want to use the powders that I have brought, it's like coriander powder and chili powder. If we don't want to use it, we can roast the whole coriander seeds, whole dry red chili here along with this,
Okay.
and then we can grind it together. But since I'm using that powders, I'm
Okay.
not. I have
The
not.
chili powder, like you bought it as chili powder?
Yeah, chili
Okay.
powder. Just
Would it already have been roasted before it's
no,
milled? Okay, so it's just dry
just
chili
right.
powder.
Only the
Okay.
coriander powder, coriander seeds, we roast it.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay, cool.
In some people usually add in coriander powder, they usually add some curry leaves while roasting and they grind it together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. Sometimes if they need really even
Oh.
fenugreek, some like to form some curry masala, they make that. But
Okay.
mine is like pure coriander seeds, only the
Okay.
roasted coriander
Okay.
seeds. Yeah.
So curry leaves when it's ground, I've never never used it like that.
Yeah, we
It's
usually we
Okay.
can use in some of the curries.
Alright.
It
Yeah.
smells really good.
So, like I said, guys, these are curry leaves, and your best bet if you live in Australia is to find them at Indian grocery stores.
Yeah.
All right, the Asian grocery stores you may struggle to find it. What I do is, if I need them, I pre-order them. I ask my Asian grocery store owner to find me some curry leaves. All right, but as a matter of course, they don't usually have them on the shelves because this is where Indian cooking starts to diverge from the kind of cooking that I do. In Malaysia, we do use curry leaves with some of our dishes. So Malaysia tends to straddle the fence a little bit. So there's a little bit of Chinese, a little bit of Malay, Indonesian, a little bit of Indian and Malaysian cooking, all right? But the grocery stores, the Asian grocery stores in Australia generally cater to the Chinese cooking demographic, broadly speaking, okay? If it's run by a Vietnamese person, then you'll have like Vietnamese ingredients, which is great for Malaysian cooking, but then Vietnamese cooking does not have the Indian influence the way that Malaysian cooking does, so you'll miss out on all the Indian ingredients, all right? So this is now a paste. So again, just to reiterate, this has fresh coconut, and it has coriander, peppercorn, no coriander.
No coriander.
Peppercorns,
Fennel seeds, and poppy seeds.
and poppy seeds, right? Cool.
So now this masala is ready.
Okay.
So we can start with the curry.
All right.
Anyway, how many more minutes?
It says 20 minutes.
so anyway, we will start with this.
Sure.
Yeah, we
Cool.
will cut everything
Okay.
and we'll keep it ready. So for this around 800 grams of mutton, I'm going to use one big onion
Okay.
and 2 small tomatoes.
All right. Do you use tomatoes a lot in your
Yeah,
curries?
we
or?
use.
Okay.
And
Oh,
then and I'm going to add some. For this mutton curry, usually goes well with this potato.
Okay.
So I'm just adding 2 potatoes.
2 potatoes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm just going to
Right.
chop everything and.
Great. Cool. We use tomatoes in our cooking for fish curry, but we don't usually put it in like a meat curry.
Meat curry.
Yeah.
We usually add. Even for this idli dosa, we make chutneys with this one.
All right.
Only this onion and.
That's the other thing as well.
tomato,
Like,
yeah.
do you make your own chutneys?
Yeah,
or?
we make.
All right.
Daily it's
okay.
like our breakfast is mostly with idli dosa, appam, puri,
Okay.
or anything.
All right.
We prepare instead of bread we usually make.
Okay.
Yeah, weekly once we grind this appam and dosa batter,
Right.
and for 1 week we can use it.
Okay.
So to go with that,
So it
different
will last for a whole week.
whole week.
Okay, so is idli batter the same as the appam batter?
No, it is different. The
All right.
ingredients are different, but we can grind it weekly once. We can grind it and store it.
Okay.
Every day we have to use a little bit. We can take it in separate bowl and we can mix it and do that
All right.
thing.
Okay.
And one daily we can go with different side dish. One day it's like with coconut chutney, just the coconut and
Alright.
green chili with salt. It will make one chutney.
Okay.
Yeah, and like that tomato. So many other
Right.
chutneys are there. So
The chutney that I'm familiar with is like the mango chutney, right? Because it's
yeah.
sweet. Do
Yeah.
you make that or do you?
we make that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
For this dosa and idli, the chutney that we make is little different from
Yeah.
the other like chat items. No, that chutney is like sauce. You are telling like the very smooth chutneys.
yeah,
like
yeah.
mine is not that
Right.
that
Right.
one.
Yours is more like a.
coarse kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So our chutney is like
Dip.
they can be sweet or savory or
Savory.
whatever. Okay. By the way, guys, if you're on Twitch, make sure you follow Sushi Day. All right, that's another great streamer. So go and check out Sushi Day and see what they're up to. And also other good streamers you want to check out, Barkdog, BARCDAWG, and Rpatra, RPATRA, and I'm trying to remember the guy's name. This is terrible. It's an Asian American guy over in Florida. What's your name again? Damn it. Sorry, you'll know who I mean. It's on one of my auto hosts list. Sorry guys, it is really embarrassing. But yeah, check out more food streams while you're on Twitch, alright? Because
Life is
even
very-
gamers need to eat, like I said once. someone said once. So with the onion, like with Malaysian cooking, when we use the onion, we blend it.
Blend it.
Okay, you don't do that.
For some recipes we do that,
All
but
right.
for not this, not for this.
Okay.
One. Yeah.
And in Malaysian cooking, not always, but a lot of the time with the spice mixture, we fry it with oil. Do you do that, or you just because you're just boiling that coconut later
No,
on?
I will initially I will add oil and fry this onion, tomato. Then I will
right.
pour that one here and then bring it to boil.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Yeah, I want to see how you fry it because, like, I always tell in a lot of Malaysian recipes when it talks about frying the spice paste, they say you fry it until the oil separates from the oil.
Yeah.
That's from the paste.
Yeah.
That's how
Even
you do it.
for some of the recipes we do that.
All
It's
right.
like for tamarind based gravy. Tamarind, the tamarind
right.
paste and this chili powder, turmeric powder, onion, tomato, we make a curry. For
Right.
that we cook it till the oil separates. And
Alright.
for some recipes we do that.
Alright.
And for this one I usually don't do that one.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So she's using the knife to peel the potato. I used to own a restaurant and
So you will use the grater.
no, I stopped peeling them altogether. I use a different type of potato that doesn't require peeling because you know
I need to
why?
wash it
Because
now.
my staff was so slow in peeling. I used to hire uni students because nobody in Australia wanted to work. You know,
Oh.
it's very hard to find staff. So the only people who would work were overseas uni students. And people assume because you're Asian and whatever, you must be really good in the kitchen. No, they were they never had to cook back home in Malaysia and their home countries. You know, they're quite spoiled. So when you ask them to peel potatoes, seriously, there was one guy I remember. I asked him to peel 12 potatoes. You know how long it took him? 1 hour. And he was just a kid, right? It was actually this is a high school kid in Australia. 1 hour, which meant that each potato cost me $1 to peel, just to peel, not to do anything else.
For some
So
of
I
the
stopped.
recipes,
No more.
yeah, we just cook it and then peel it. But for this one, I'm just
Beans in that soup. Campanine, how you doing? Yeah, but now I you know, I had some good memories from my restaurant, but the big struggle was actually finding people who were actually, yeah, I had some really good staff, you know, some who actually ended up staying with me till like right after I closed the restaurant.
okay.
But but a lot of them they weren't trained chefs or anything like that. I was doing all the cooking. And they were
Where
just
was your
peeling
restaurant in
potatoes.
Sydney?
In Concord.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's quite about 45 minutes from here. Cool. All right, so
And here onion,
I'm
tomato.
gonna move this out of your way.
Yeah.
This is like the best. I should have more guests. You should come every Monday. No, I don't have to cook.
So it's like, do you really eat very spicy?
A little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah, I can take spicy. Yeah.
So,
So-
anyway, I have added 1 tablespoon of pepper there, whole pepper. So I'm just adding only one
One
green chili because anyway I will add red chili also.
Oh, right.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So green chili. Okay. Can I ask you why you use both green chili and red chili? That's because you always do it,
Yes,
right?
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
This flavor gives the
It's a bit
flavor.
different?
Yeah, it comes
Okay.
the
Okay.
flavor that comes is really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I have not explored much about that. I just learned like from my mother.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They
Sure.
use this one for that.
Sure,
so,
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
And
Now, this is actually fresh green chili,
yes.
but you can buy it frozen
Like,
too.
yeah.
Okay, so this is what it looks like. Okay. So this is like bird's eye chili, right? Okay, cool. Right here. Anyway.
And then this one is like ginger and garlic paste.
Oh, did you make it yourself?
I
or-
made it myself.
Okay, so is it 50-50%?
No, not 50-50. Actually, ginger is more powering, no? So I usually use like 80-20.
80
Yeah,
garlic to 20 ginger.
No. It's like 60-40.
60-40
60-40.
garlic to ginger.
Ginger is 40,
Yeah.
garlic is 60.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 60-40 ratio of garlic and ginger. Because if you go to Indian grocery stores, that's another thing you'll find that you don't find generally in Asian grocery stores. You find the pre-mixed garlic and ginger
Yeah.
puree.
Yes.
All right, so you can buy it as well, but it's better fresh because anything
Yeah, we can add. They usually add a little bit of oil while grinding, and they store it.
Yeah.
Even I have bought it once or twice, but it's like now weekly once I usually grind and store it.
Right, you grind into it. Yeah.
But at times, for some recipes, I immediately in that mortar and pestle, I just crush it
Is
and
that
add
right?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, I use this ready-made.
Right. Okay. So garlic and ginger mix 60-40 ratio of garlic to ginger. And if you're gonna do it yourself, right, it's not gonna last too long in the fridge because it will, like, especially the ginger will start to go a little bit weird.
So weekly once, I think it should be good.
Okay.
So I'm going to use coconut oil.
Okay. And that's the other thing as well. I never cook with coconut oil because it's expensive. How much is this?
This is 2 liter. It
2
is
liters?
like around $15.
$15. Okay, so 2 liters coconut oil is around $15. Let me have a smell of it. Okay, but it's healthy, right? Because they always say like coconut oil is healthy for
I'm
you.
from Tamil Nadu, but not in everyone use coconut oil for cooking because my place is little closer to Kerala, so we use coconut oil for almost all the recipes.
Right.
But you can use any vegetable oil for this recipe. If you just for trying this, you don't want to run to a shop and
$15.
Yeah, since I just had that, I brought it.
How much do you use? Let me have a look. Okay. So this is very healthy, guys, because the Australian like health food advocates will tell you that to use coconut oil if you can. But yeah, when I have my restaurant now, I use vegetable oil, whatever is cheapest.
Yeah, I usually use cooking this coconut oil for regular cooking, and for deep frying I use canola or vegetable oil. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
And now with this oil, I'm just going to temper with bay leaf.
All right.
Bay leaf, cinnamon,
Okay.
star anise, and cloves.
All right. So how much do you know to use? You just guess, like.
Yeah, I usually guess.
All right.
But for this 1 kilo of mutton, I have grinded around 3/4 cup of coconut.
Okay.
1 tablespoon of peppercorns.
All right.
Yeah, and 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds and half a teaspoon of poppy seeds.
Okay.
I have used.
All right.
So in this, like 2 leaf we can use.
Okay.
And we usually tell like 1 inch piece of cinnamon.
Okay.
And 1 star anise.
Right. Okay.
1 star.
So
anise.
why don't you also like blend these in there?
Even that way we can do. For some recipes I usually do that.
All right.
For some recipe everything we can roast and do that.
Sure.
But today I'm not doing that.
Okay.
In some of the recipes I have tried.
Okay.
For some curries I have, for chicken curry, different. It's like from different place. It's like from how my mom I'm making.
Right.
But some recipes calls for dry roasting everything and grind it at a go.
Yeah.
Even some days when I'm really tired or something, I just put everything together, grind it, and pressure cook it. That's
Okay.
all. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So there's no one fixed way to do this. Basically,
we can do it,
if you're rushed for time,
Yeah.
and if you don't have all these spices, just buy a pack of garam masala.
Yes.
Look for garam masala
Yeah.
at your Indian store, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
so cardamom, 2
cardamoms.
cardamoms.
Okay.
And 2 or 3 cardamoms and some cloves. Then we can add this.
With the cardamoms, there's a black cardamom. Do you use that
No,
at
I
all?
have not used.
Okay,
I usually use the green cardamom.
Yeah, same with me.
Okay.
Yeah. Oops. Cool. So it will start to pop, by the way.
Yeah. Roasting gives a nice flavor when compared to just boiling everything.
Yeah.
I have seen in some recipes, even I do that.
Right.
It's like this onion tomato, we can pressure cook it along with the mutton.
Right.
But that little bit of flavor difference we can see.
Right. Okay. So Divya, how long have you been in Australia for?
For around 2 years now, 2.5
2 years. And how old is Happy?
Happy is like she's 6 years now.
6 years.
6
All
years,
right. So she's been blogging for 6 years, basically.
Yeah, yes. Actually, I was a software engineer. I was working with TCS as a software developer in India.
Right.
So when Happy was born, I took a year break.
Right.
So that time when at home I started exploring and I
Right.
started getting the recipes from my mom and I started writing.
Right, right.
During that 1 year break, I actually started cooking a lot.
Okay,
And then
okay.
immediately I started vlogging as well.
Right, right. Okay, cool. So yeah, Divya has more recipes on her blog than I do on mine, I think. I've got about 400 maybe. But,
I just have around 480 plus.
Okay, so she's got about 480 Indian recipes.
Yeah, mostly Indian and some baking.
Some baking,
recipes.
alright,
And
okay.
I have tried a little bit of different from cuisine also I have tried.
Alright,
But very
okay.
less, like around hardly 50 recipes, different
Sure,
recipes.
sure, sure.
Others are completely Indian
Yeah.
recipes.
Yeah. Alright, so check out happyscook.com when you get a chance. Because yeah, this is like Indian food straight from like a South Indian. And the other thing we have in common is that, like she said, she was a software engineer, and I used to be a Microsoft certified systems engineer as well. So I was in IT before all this food stuff. Okay, so we're gonna.
I'm just adding this chili also along with
Alright.
this. And
So the 2 halves of the green chili goes
yeah,
in,
yeah. And this one.
and onion,
Ginger garlic.
ginger
Ginger and garlic
ginger and
paste.
garlic. But okay.
The mutton will be ready in
Yeah, the mutton's just about 6 minutes away, so not too far off.
So then anyway, potato will take time, so I will add it along with this.
Sure.
Yeah, so that it will start to cook.
So as far as the seasoning, you just put salt. You don't put a.
Yeah, we can put the after adding we can.
Kind of let's compliment. Ah, thank you so much. Let's compliment. You are awesome.
I'm just adding a little bit of salt now. Anyway, we have added a bit there.
Cool. So a bit of salt. So you don't put sugar in your curry.
Not in this.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So no sugar in a curry. All right. That's
Yeah.
one point of difference.
It's like
between-
pure spicy curry.
All right. Okay.
You can't find any flavor of sweetness.
Okay. So you should not, no sweetness in this
Yeah,
curry
only
at
from
all.
this onion we'll find
Okay.
a little bit of.
Okay. Sure. Sure. when I had my restaurant, I used to always add a little bit of hey, Colin, how you doing? Hello, food blogger. I'm Colin, food blogger.
In sweets, I have seen people using a pinch of sugar to enhance the sweetness more.
Yeah.
It's a pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt.
In sweet.
Oh, in
desserts,
sweets, yeah,
sweet
yeah, yeah,
desserts,
that's right. Yeah, that's a tip as well. If ever you with all sweets really, but with a lot of Asian sweets, you'll find like we usually add a pinch of salt to the to help bring out the sweetness. And even when we eat fruits, actually, we like to dip our fruit in salt.
Yeah.
Right, that makes it taste sweeter. So I remember back in the day when my parents used to run a store at a cinema. We used to sell fresh fruit, so pineapple, watermelon,
Guava.
apple, and all that. Yeah, guava,
Guava.
and all that sort of stuff, right? We used to actually sprinkle salt on them, all right? And you can actually, there's like a little tub of salt for people to actually sprinkle on their fruit as they buy it, okay? That's how we
I have added curry leaf also.
Alright, so the curry leaves go in and it really brings out the smell.
Finally, I have kept one curry leaf at the end. I will add it at the end.
Is that right?
Yeah. Just
For decoration or?
Yeah, just
okay.
for the freshness, like.
Alright, okay.
But this recipe is like everyone has their own version.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
sure.
like yeah.
Okay.
It's my version.
This is her version of mutton curry.
Yeah.
So what we've got in here so far are onion, the garlic ginger mix, the potato and the bay leaves and the curry leaves.
Green chili.
And the green chili, right?
A little bit of salt. And now.
And a little bit of salt.
Yeah, now we can add this
So
tomato.
the tomato. So the tomato to me is a little bit unusual. It'll be
Okay.
interesting to see how it comes out. You've never been to Malaysia, have you?
No.
Alright. You should go one day.
But that curry laksa that you made, no? That is the first Malaysian dish I think I have tasted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The laksa?
Yeah, laksa. It was really yummy.
Yeah, that's how we met up actually, because we were
Yeah.
both ambassadors for the Cobra Community Services long table dinner under the stars event, and we were both invited to do cooking demonstrations. And she showed up at my cooking demonstration. I didn't know her at all, sort of
Yeah,
thing.
in my there was a very less promotion because initially someone, the Chinese person was cooking,
Right.
but then when he cancelled, they immediately called me.
All right, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
So now in this I will add this powders, curry
Alright.
masala powders.
Okay, cool.
Here actually I have brought a mix of coriander powder. It is like for this one teaspoon of coriander powder,
Right,
1 teaspoon of chili powder,
right.
and quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder. Because already in meat we have
Okay.
added quarter teaspoon
Turmeric.
of yeah.
Okay, sure. So this is a combination of coriander powder, chili powder, and turmeric powder.
Yeah.
All right. So the chili is the chili powder that you're using. Is it from India or from?
It's from India.
Okay.
Yeah, my father couriered me last month. I'm just I can buy it here, but
Yeah.
then I'm used to that. But then
That's a good brand. It's always the same. Like even we Malaysians.
yeah, sometimes if I'm running out of this, I usually get it from Indian shop.
Okay.
But then when he sends it, I usually use it.
Right, right. Now, do you find like all Indian shops sell pretty much the same thing, or does it depend on where they're from?
Yeah, it is like South Indian. In Udaya, I get all the ingredients needed for South Indian cooking. But some shops they sell mostly North Indian cooking
Okay.
ingredients.
So how different is the two?
Will be released now.
Okay.
Oh, this one.
How different is South Indian and North Indian cooking? You wanna explain it too?
It's like a little bit different only because we usually use we eat a lot of rice
Right.
and
right.
they use rotis like
Okay.
wheat flour rotis they use. I think it will be a
Wheat
little-
flour really.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just get another gas canister. Is that still going? Okay, still going a little bit. Let me know if you need to switch.
I just
It's
added a
quite
little
low.
bit of oil.
Okay.
Um,
Now, do you use yogurt in your cooking or?
yes, in biryani,
Oh,
we
biryani,
can
alright, okay.
some recipes and in many recipes calls for that. And
Alright.
for this one, I'm not using.
Sure, sure. See, like in Malaysia, we didn't use yogurt. Even in our biryani, I remember they use evaporated milk in it. Do you put evaporated
No,
milk?
we don't use in
Right. See.
biryani.
But when I first came to Australia, people talk about Indian food. I went to an Indian restaurant. To me, that it was very different to the Indian food I was used to growing up in Malaysia.
Okay.
Because the Indians in Malaysia are from South India, from Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So so because Divya is from Tamil Nadu, I figured there'll be a lot more similarity
Yeah.
to
So I will add this ground coconut masala paste as well along with this.
All right, okay. So the goat, all right, aka mutton, is ready. I'll show you what it looks like here. Okay, so this is straight out of the pressure cooker, and it's coming off the bone actually, because it's a very powerful pressure cooker. So if you missed the earlier portion of this was just the goat with a bit of water, a bit of liquid, and also with some turmeric
And salt.
and salt. All right, so that's all is in here at the moment, and we pressure cooked it for about 35 minutes, and now this curry mixture has fresh grated coconut, and I'm trying to remember.
Whole peppercorns.
It has peppercorns, poppy seed, and fennel, right, which are blitzed with a little bit of liquid to a paste, and we fried it up with some onion and garlic ginger and tomato and curry leaves and bay leaves and a bit of salt. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Let me just hold it up a little bit closer. That's what it looks like in a moment. The recipe is already on Divya's website, by the way, guys. So if you go to happyscook.com and look up mutton curry.
Yeah.
You'll be able to find it. I will be re-blogging her recipe on my website as well, which is jackiem.com.au. So keep an eye out for that as well. Okay, so this is still. Do you want it higher or is it okay? Okay, cool. Yeah. Do you want to put this in now or?
Mutton, is that okay if we cook it again or?
Yeah.
It's okay. So then we can put it here.
Sure.
Because everything together.
Cool.
If you want, we can add more water.
Okay. Cool. So I don't know if you can notice, but there's a slight yellow hue because of the turmeric that was in the mutton earlier. But you think you need more water or?
No,
It's okay.
yeah, it's okay.
It smells really good.
I don't know how it's gonna turn. Now only the potato has to be cooked.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we just want to simmer this till the potato is soft.
Taste.
And the other thing I wanted to, do you use coriander a lot in your cooking or?
Yeah, we use.
You like fresh coriander leaves?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about like coriander leaves as opposed to coriander seeds, yeah. And you use both of them in your cooking.
Yeah.
And I asked you about the chili powder earlier, but is the chili powder hot from India or is it quite mild? This one here.
It's hot only.
Okay.
It's like salt is less.
Cool. See, there's a lot spicier than my curry.
It's spicy.
It's
You can
spicy.
handle this.
Yeah, I can. But yeah, it is definitely hotter than my curry. Oh, the water as well. Yeah, so this is like really like flavoursome like goat curry now. But I mentioned like the Malaysian curry chili powder is very mild. Alright, so
Okay. But anyway, I have
That's why I
added
asked
green
where
chili, peppercorn, everything is there.
yeah, there's green chili and there's peppercorn in there as well.
It's little hot only.
Can Happy eat this or?
Yeah, she can. But it's like we'll dip it and give.
Alright.
So she can
Sure,
eat.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So as soon as the potato is done, it's ready.
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
ready. Yeah,
Okay.
we can just garnish and.
Cool. I want to talk about the rice because you brought spicy because than yours. Shut up, Colin. I dare you to eat this. Can you eat hot though, or?
Little bit hotter than
Yeah.
I usually make.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right. So usually you make it hotter.
I make it hotter, but at times for Happy I just reduce it. I just skip that green chili because green chili is really hot than the powder. So
okay.
for when I make it for Happy, sometimes I skip the green chili.
Right.
So it depends on the if I want to mix it with rice,
Right.
then I skip it. If it is
Okay.
like just dipping and eating, then she can manage. Yeah,
Right.
so like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So I want to talk about the rice because I find it very fascinating.
So maybe within while it is cooking, we can just talk about the batter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will just simmer it and close it, let it
Sure,
cook
sure.
until the mutton is ready.
Sure. Alright, I don't know if you guys, I've never bought this before, alright? So this is called urad dal. U-R-A-D, dal. You can see it? Okay, this is one of the ingredients that we're going to be using next. And this is...
Boiled rice.
This is called boiled rice.
But in
alright?
all the Indian shops you can find it. Boiled
Okay,
rice.
so you go to an Indian shop, you look for boiled rice, okay? It doesn't mean cooked rice, it's just called boiled rice. I don't know why it's called. Well, she explains to me that in India, the rice that gets farmed, right, is boiled first.
Yeah.
Alright, before it's actually
there's de-skin it or
Yeah, before it's skinned and all that. All right.
yeah.
Now, this here is called raw rice. Okay, so this is the exception. This rice is not pre-boiled, so it's called raw rice.
Yeah, even one more variety is there, but I don't know really how it is made. It is like idli rice.
Idli rice.
Idli rice.
Okay, so there's another one called idli rice,
Yeah.
and none of this is actually basmati.
None of this
Okay,
is basmati.
so none of this is basmati. So this is called boiled rice. If you go to an Indian store, ask for boiled rice. This is what you get. Okay. To me, boiled rice means rice. You get cooked rice, yeah. And this is called raw rice. Okay, they look like regular rice. The boiled rice looks fatter. It looks more like sushi rice. Okay, it looks like smaller versions of sushi rice. And this is called raw rice. Okay, RAW literally. And this is the
Appam batter.
appam batter.
I can just tell you like how it is made.
All right, yeah.
So it is like we have to. It is like wash and soak 1.5. It's like 3 cups of raw rice. 3 cup this one.
Okay.
3 cups of raw rice. We have to soak it for 2 to 3 hours.
All right.
And then it's a lot of effort. But then it's like 1 week we can
Use it for the
use
whole
it
week.
for a whole week. So 3
How much
cups.
would it cost, like to buy?
In Sydney, it is like for 5 kilo bags. It is like $10 or something.
Okay, so it's quite cheap, right?
Quite cheap,
So,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So it is like 3 cups of raw rice and 1 cup of boiled rice.
Okay. So 3-to-1 ratio, raw to boiled. Okay.
And even this boiled rice, we can skip it and we can use the regular cooked rice. It's like basmati, anything you can replace. Some days if some leftover rice is there. For example, I usually don't cook basmati for regularly.
Don't you?
Yeah,
Alright.
only for biryanis, fried rice kind
Is
of
that
thing.
right?
I use
Is that
basmati.
right? So what rice do you use?
I use boiled rice for cooking.
Ah, is that right?
Yeah, so
So you basically boil rice as boiled rice.
boiled rice. Yeah, so that boiled rice, if some leftover is there or something, we can add 1 cup of boiled cooked rice.
Really?
Yeah, so that one we can grind it because just we are going to ferment the batter after everything is done.
Okay.
So 3 cup of raw rice and 1 cup of
Boiled
boiled rice.
Okay.
Or you can also replace this boiled rice with cooked rice.
Any kind of cooked rice. Okay.
Yeah, and we have to soak it, and then one fist of urad dal.
What does it work down to?
It is like it gives the softness.
Oh, does it?
The
Okay.
softness. It gives
Okay.
the softness, and main ingredient for that idli dosa batter is this one. But for this one, just for the softness, we can add a little bit. It's like 1/4 cup or less than that.
Of the
The
urad
urad
dal.
dal.
Okay.
So we have to soak all this. You got it?
Together?
Together. Together or separately you can soak
Okay,
it. But
okay.
anyway, we are grinding it together only. So you can soak it
Okay.
together.
So
And then after 2 hours, we have to grind it.
okay. You tip out all the water, or
We can take all the water out, and we
Okay.
have a special instrument called a grinder.
Ah.
There it grinds really
Fine.
smooth.
Alright.
Yeah, so we usually use a grinder for this.
I wonder if the Thermomix would handle it.
I don't know, but I have tried it in the food processor, like the mixie.
Okay.
Because when I was initially last year only, I brought that grinder.
Right. I'm out of gas. I'll just switch it out. Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah.
And how did
Even
it turn
in the
out?
mixie, we can grind it.
It's okay.
Yeah, just it's like they usually tell like till paint like it should be very smooth.
Okay.
So
Right.
Yeah, it should be very smooth, and then
Anything else do you put in there?
only the raw rice and the boiled rice. We have to soak it and grind it,
Okay.
and along with that, 1 cup of coconut.
Coconut
While grinding,
milk or coconut?
anything we can do, but
Okay.
for this one I have grinded because taking coconut milk is like I usually don't buy the coconut milk from the shop.
Is that right?
Yeah, so I use I will for recipes, if it is calling coconut milk, I will just squeeze the
Right.
fresh coconut. So for me it is like using the fresh grated coconut is easy than taking milk
Right.
from
Right.
it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
uh,
But then it'll be coarser then.
yeah, but what I do is in mixie we can grind it very smooth.
Okay.
So I grind it in the mixie and put it in the grinder along with the rice.
Right.
So it's
Okay.
like a double thing only.
Right.
But my mixie is like it's like a small
Small.
jar.
Have you tried electrical induction range tops? Can you compare them to gas? That's a good question. I actually bought an induction, portable induction stove. This is it over here. and this is the one I've been using. I'll just show this. Okay, so this is, sorry, this is what it looks like, and this is what I've been using the last 2 weeks in my streams. Actually, it's just not all pans work with the induction top, and this one doesn't. And also she feels more comfortable using gas.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, if you do Asian cooking, it takes a while to get used to using an induction cooker, right?
Because we reduce it while dry roasting. The flame should be very low so that it don't get darker quickly.
Sure. Yeah, you have more like control over the heat level when you're using a gas. That's what I found. With this induction cooker, it's too bad I threw out the manual. So there are all these pre-programmed buttons here that say stir fry, rise, toast, braise. In all honesty, I don't know how to tweak the temperature to as I'm cooking, so I've just kind of like rolled with it so far. But yeah, I can recognize if I needed to tweak the temperature, I would struggle. But yeah, like I said, even though this particular cookware I'm using technically is made with like steel or iron bottom or whatever, it doesn't work with my induction cooker, and I found that to be the case. Even though technically anything that's steel or iron and flat, it will work on this, I haven't found that to be the case with all my, some of them work and some don't. All right, so yeah, so I still need to hang on to this.
Curry is bit spicy only, but I don't know.
What's that?
Curry is bit spicy.
See, at least she recognizes it.
Yeah.
I can take it, no problem.
Yeah.
Colin might struggle.
For me, anything spicy is okay. But I think if you really don't want to handle so much, we can add a bit of sugar.
That's alright. It's fine. It tastes great as it is, alright? So
the main thing is boiled rice and raw rice. We are grinding it to a fine paste after soaking it like for 3 hours or 2 hours.
Okay. And then urad dal as well? Urad
dal as well.
Okay.
And then along with that, we can add coconut milk or coconut paste, anything. It's like a very fine paste we can add, because the appam batter should be very fine. So even coconut milk or anything we can add.
Okay.
But this is not that much smooth yesterday.
I didn't want to say anything. I'm kidding.
So it was like not that much, but it came out really.
I know, right?
Today morning. And then, but we have to grind it a little more. Because the weather is like little cold, no, so it will not ferment quickly. So on Saturday night I ground the batter so that it takes around till yesterday evening it took to ferment. So on that night, late night,
you ferment it in the fridge or outside?
Outside. So in India, it is like the weather will be like, if night we are grinding, the next day morning it will be ready. But here the
how do you know it's ready? Does it like
it rises? It rises. Yeah, it rises and
can you put it in like a warm oven?
Yeah, we can put that one also. But I usually keep it outside. So Saturday night I grinded, but it was like late night then, so I was not in that. Really, I didn't allow it to really. Now and then I just go and check it. Okay, and then I took it out. But then we have to grind it a little bit more smooth.
Okay, let me just hold this up a little bit. Okay, so should I wash out my Thermomix and you want to try and grind it some more? It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah,
it's okay.
It's okay.
Okay. So any salt in here?
Yes, salt is there. And actually, after grinding, along with the coconut, everything, then we can add the salt, and we have to allow it to ferment. And if we ferment for minimum 8 hours. Minimum 8 hours. And based on the weather, we have to decide here. In Sydney, I usually allow it for 10 to 12 hours here in Sydney. Yeah. And
how much do you make each time?
It's like a big, for example, 3 cups of rice and 1 cup of. I usually
that's enough
make
for you for your whole week.
Whole week. Yeah, because I grind both the batter, idli dosa batter separately, and this one also. This is appam batter, no? So every day I don't make appam. Once in a while only for Sunday dinner.
Why is that?
Because for variety, one day I make idli.
Okay.
The idli and dosa batter are the same.
Right.
The idli comes really good for the first initial 2 days, and then we use the same batter. After it over ferment, then we can go for dosa.
Is that right?
Yeah. So.
Because dosa is thin, right?
Thin.
Very thin.
Very, very thin.
Okay, but idli is puffy.
Yeah, small, round.
All right.
Yeah. So same batter.
Okay.
From the very first day we can make dosa, but still I usually do the first 2 days I make idli, and then after that the idli won't come very well with the batter, because it will come like little bit flat, or it will be over sour.
So like the because the idli is puffy. If you know, go Google IDLI, right? You'll see what I mean. They look like little rice cakes, like puffy steamed rice cakes. But dosa is very flat and very thin. So if you make dosa on the first day,
we can make.
You can still make it flat.
Yeah, we can make it.
Okay,
but
you just gotta spread it very thin.
Yeah, idli only will not come out really well after a few days. If the batter is fresh, it will come out very well.
Why don't you put like baking powder or something to help it to rise? Like
we can put, but I have not. And many recipes are there for appam, because some people use yeast. But this recipe doesn't call for yeast. But while frying, I just use a pinch of baking soda. I sometimes use, and for example in India we get this tender coconut water, coconut water. We get a lot of that water. If we are we can pour that water like 1.5 cups here in the batter. When the batter is ready, finally we can mix the coconut water and we can allow it to ferment. If that is the case, then there is no need of baking powder at all, because it will be like very soft.
So the coconut water will help it to ferment.
And it will be like very soft also, because we have
Oh, I should have bought some coconut water for you.
So I have not this I have not used coconut water, but then still even without that also it comes really well. Right. So one of the, and many people have their own recipes. Some people use the flat. We call it as poha. The flat rice, like puffed rice kind of thing. Really? So many varieties are there, but I go with this recipe. This is just initially it will look like really hard, but it's like just soaking the rice with the urad dal and grinding it.
Once you get into the system of remembering to ferment and all that sort of stuff.
Just I usually, whenever in the early morning when I wake up, I just put it for soaking. So after when I finish all my other work, I just grind it and leave it to ferment.
Now I want to ask you, because I think I've seen it before at the Indian grocery store. You can buy the dosa batter. You can buy the idli batter.
Yeah, we can buy it. Just to it will
have. Have you tried it before, or?
In India I have tried, but here I have not tried, because I usually grind my own batter.
No coconut water needed. No, we will just.
So it is like since I'm not working now, I'm doing everything. Previously when I was working, I just go for all shortcuts.
So what's the difference between the appam batter and the dosa batter?
Only the ingredients.
This is the appam one, right?
This is the appam one. In idli dosa batter, there is no coconut milk, nothing is there. It is just the rice and the urad dal.
Just two types of rice and the urad dal.
No, only one type. That is the idli rice. We call it as idli rice. We can get it in the shop. Idli rice or boiled rice. Some people eat boiled rice. Only rice and urad dal with a teaspoon of fenugreek. Fenugreek. That's all. We just soak everything, grind it. But appam batter is like little coconut milk, coconut water, everything we can use. I think.
Does that all make sense, guys? I'm asking her 50 questions. I think we can turn it off, you think?
Yeah, we can.
So the potatoes, everything is soft. Is this the thickness that you or you prefer a bit more water, or how?
It's enough, because anyway just for we'll add this coriander leaf.
Coriander leaves.
Just for the smell and it.
Cool.
Little bit of curries.
Now I want to ask you, do you use any tomato sauce in any of your dishes? No.
Not puree. Tomato puree we use.
Puree.
Paneer butter masala or something. Not the sauce exactly. When we usually try your noodles, everything. In that we add like soy sauce. We make vegetable noodles.
There will be a quiz. I know, right? Is that hard or what? See, even I am trying to wrap my head around all this.
So that is ready now. But a little bit spicy. So anyway, we will make that appam.
Let's make the appam.
So So what I will do is like this batter is like directly from the fridge. Nothing has been added.
Okay.
So when we make, I usually dilute it a bit more.
All right.
And a bit more to the required consistency, and I add a pinch of baking soda.
All right.
Baking
Okay.
soda.
Do you need
But
a baking
people,
soda?
I brought
Okay,
it.
sure.
But usually people don't prefer using baking in our place. They usually don't prefer adding
Right.
baking soda,
Right.
considering its health benefits. They think so
Right.
much.
Okay.
So they usually go with that coconut water or uradal, whatever that makes it
Okay.
smooth, soft, and really good without adding any of these. They
Right.
usually go for that.
Okay. Okay.
So since I bought a little bit of
Sure.
we
Sure.
can use the baking powder.
And do you wanna get the water?
Yeah, so what I will do is like I will take the bowl and we can make it.
All right.
Where is that bowl?
Down here. Yeah.
So we'll because in the fridge after we take out, I usually don't mix baking powder in everything so that we cannot keep it
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Because once you put the baking powder,
yeah.
you need to use it right away.
right away.
Yeah.
So what we do is like little bit we
Okay.
can add maybe if we are doing it in the
Okay,
later,
sure.
so we
Cool.
don't want to waste it.
Do you want the water here?
Yeah,
Let me know when.
little bit. It's almost in the. I will add.
Okay.
Yeah. Salt is already there. I have added it before fermenting.
Oh, okay. Cool.
This is enough. So I'll bring that on.
So this is the thickness you want, right?
Yeah.
Do you measure anything, or you do it so like?
No measure.
Okay. This is the cute little appam. I want to go and buy. Did you buy this here or in India?
In India I bought it, but here, they have that. When I came,
Alright.
I can't live without my cooking. Even
Alright.
that small appam pan, that appe pan, we tell no, that small.
Is it like similar to this? I bought this in Cabramatta.
Yes. Even everything, like this. We make sweet appam. This idli dosa batter, no? We can the same idli dosa batter.
Right.
We can do it like paniyaram. We tell it as
Paniyaram.
paniyaram. So it is
Paniyaram.
like just onion, curry leaf, oil. We have to temper it. Oil, we have that onion. We have to add it with the idli dosa batter, and then we can cook it here, and we can have it with the savory side dish like chutney.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
So it heats really fast. So if it is very hot, then it will fall down. It will not stick.
Okay.
So it's like medium heat only. We have to do it.
So look for these pans at your local Indian grocery store. You won't find it in the grocery stores that I shop in. Alright? Maybe
So
not.
I'm just adding a bit of
So a bit of baking powder in there.
yeah.
So bicarb soda is what she added. And
yeah, that's if we add over thing also, the color will change to yellow.
is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check my phone quickly because this keeps beeping. I'm getting spam on my phone nowadays. It's like, take mom on a date to blah blah blah. It's like, what?
Maybe for
'Cause
Mother's Day promotion.
Yeah.
So I think now it's very
Yeah,
hot.
everybody's spamming everybody now.
It's very hot.
Okay, cool. So,
So I think it's very hot. So sometimes it will not.
sure.
So
So no oil?
no oil because it's
Okay.
non-stick. So I
Okay, right.
just
It's so cool.
just take a plate.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. But yeah, guys, I was saying that we're making this to eat with curry. So she's used to actually eating this with curry. But my part of Malaysia, the only version of appam that I'm familiar with is sweet appam. All right. So usually it looks the same, but it's folded into thirds, and it tastes sweet.
Sweet. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to actually experiment with some of the batter towards the end. We won't do it now. Once we've made enough of the savory, I want to actually stick some sugar in the batter and see how it turns out. And then if it works, then yay. Because I actually Google how to make like sweet appam, but then it comes up with different results. Okay, it's like
but in the same batter we can do that. Just I have seen people sprinkling powdered sugar with a few nuts for extra topping like that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool,
in my place there are so many varieties of appam.
Sure.
Like, this is the one variety, and we have many other varieties.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Look at that.
Yeah. So
look at that. Yeah, you gotta hold it up to that camera there. Oops.
Here?
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
You see that? Okay. Cool. The version in Malaysia though is browner on the outside. Maybe it's maybe they put brown sugar or something like that. Or,
okay.
I don't know.
To get the browner thing, we can add a pinch of sugar also.
Okay.
In the batter.
Cool. And this is actually is actually like more chewy than the one that I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you want, you can just taste it with that.
This is so interesting. Look at that. So when you serve it, you serve it just
usually
like that.
people will leave instead of the center as a big one. But I don't prefer that.
Why?
Some pillow kind of thing in between, but at home everybody likes it to be thin, so I just.
Is that right? Okay.
But we can leave a little bit in the middle.
Sure. Yeah, so the version that I'm used to seeing is like it's a little bit puffy in the middle.
Yeah. I'll show it in one.
Sure.
Yeah, we can.
She likes it thin all around. That's why hers looks like this.
So maybe next one.
Do you stack them up or they stick together?
I stack them up.
Is okay? Yeah.
So it is like we are just like leaving a bit in the center.
Yeah, they just leave a little bit in the center so that.
Even people started making flower appam, like tilting here.
Yeah. This is so fascinating. So this is from fermentation from the rice.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
So don't forget, look for raw rice and cooked rice, okay?
Yeah, boiled rice.
Boiled rice. Yeah, sorry, not boiled rice.
Anyway, the ingredients is
and urap dal.
Yeah.
And urap dal. Can I try a little bit?
Yeah, you try. You just, if you want, you can have it with the curry. You just try the curry as well.
Okay, I'm gonna try a little bit here. Let's try it like this one.
It's like a plain one.
Yeah.
Yeah. With curry, it will be like. Just take it.
So can you get this all over India, or is it southern India?
It's South India only. It's famous.
All right.
For this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
North India, it's like completely with naan, roti.
Roti as in chapati, or
yeah.
Okay. Do you make your own chapati?
Yes, I make my own.
Okay.
Yeah. We usually dip it and then take a bit with,
okay,
with
so
that.
take a bit.
Yeah.
And dip it. Fantastic.
And like this is the first time I'm making something outside of my home other than the demo.
Is that right?
Yeah, I have never fed anyone outside apart from my. It's like the demo was the first time I cooked outside, and this is the second.
Really?
Yeah, really. This is the second time I'm
You should
making.
do it more. But
spiciness, as you said, it's like little hot only, but we can reduce it. If you don't want, we can skip the chili completely. Sometimes I skip it, the chili. And even this red chili powder also we can reduce it if you really don't want. Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe we can make few appams and then show some dosa, and then we can after that we can do it.
Yeah, that's sweet one. Yeah, sure. Cool. So the dosa you also need to ferment for the same amount of time?
Yeah, same amount of time.
Okay.
Maybe in this one, is it okay, or we have to add more? to make the sugar one, or we can stop this and make dosa.
Yeah,
now.
we'll do the dosa
Dosa
first, and then
yeah.
we can go back and do the sugar ones.
Yeah, this is like
This is so good.
it's good.
Yeah.
I wanted dosa for pan. Do you have the
Oh, yeah.
that non-stick pan? Is there?
Yeah. Is that good enough or?
Okay, it's okay. But usually we make it in a different pan.
What?
Is this a non-stick one?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
non-stick.
Okay.
Um,
Should we wash it? Or? You should wash it.
yeah, sure. I can just. So this is the goat curry, right? It's so good, but it is spicy, guys.
Actually, the dosa pan I use is like little bit different. It's like flat. It's like the chapati, roti.
Right. I know what you mean. Yeah, I have it downstairs in my garage.
No problem. It's okay. We can manage with this. But the
I know
small
what you mean.
dosa only we can make in this.
Sure. Yeah.
This is the idli dosa batter
Okay.
without coconut, and it's just the idli rice and urad dal. But the proportion is like little different.
Okay.
For 3 cups of rice, 1 cup of urad dal has to be added.
Okay.
Because in appam batter we just add a little bit, like quarter cup, a little less than that only.
Okay.
I usually add a handful of in appam batter. For this
Okay.
one, the measurement is like for 3 cups of rice, 1 cup of.
I'm really curious to know what the urad dal actually does to the thing, because does it like help ferment, or does it like add flavor to?
Yes,
It's very interesting. Yeah, because I think you said it softens it, right?
Yeah. So this batter is a little. Some water to.
I'm just tucking in because this is so good. Stream from garage. I know I should. Oh no, you don't want to see my garage. You know what? I saw that there's a very accomplished live video streamer, and he's got like a studio that he streams from. He's got like a whole sit down couch and like the studio set. And I saw an image where it shows he actually is streaming from his garage.
Garage.
I know. I wish my garage were like, I wish I lived in a house where my garage is just like attached to the place and I could stream from the garage, but unfortunately my garage is downstairs. But yeah, it's a great way to use up your garage, But he's got like all these like what do you call it, those tracks, the dolly tracks and all that. So he's got a full production studio, but it's actually just his garage. Isn't that so damn cool? All right, so this is the raw rice.
Boiled rice.
Boiled
and
rice.
urad dal.
Boiled rice and urad
Urad
dal. Okay, and there you go.
For the same batter we use for idli. Idli, it's like we should not add water. It should be thick. We just scoop it and put it in.
Is that right?
Yeah, idli mold for steaming.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
even if we don't have that small cups, we can use it. Like just put it and just we have to steam the idli.
Okay.
The same thing. We can use like similar cups, small cups. If you don't have the idli
Right,
mold,
right.
that one, we can just
How long
put
do you
it
steam it for?
for 10 minutes.
10
8 to
minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Steam
Okay.
it, and that's all. That is done. But for dosa, we have to be. It should be a little bit more watery,
Okay.
so that we can spread.
Right. Okay. Dedication. I don't know, right? All right.
like
Just to reiterate, this is
Yeah.
this is boiled rice. Okay. It is actually. It doesn't mean cooked rice. It means actually look for boiled rice in Indian stores. And this is raw rice. Okay. RAW raw rice. Raw rice as opposed to boiled rice. Okay. And that's what you're using. They're both actually uncooked rice. Okay. It's very
So
confusing.
this pan will not stick, right? So I can directly pour
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so in this goes. Okay, so dosa, you like
Yeah.
do that circular motion thing and thin it down.
We usually make a pan like flat pan so that we can spread it till the end.
Yeah.
So a little bit of ghee we can drizzle.
Okay, you can drizzle a bit of ghee on this. an interesting looking ghee.
It's like frozen now
Oh, right. Okay.
because of the weather.
Actually, I have ghee over there too.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
just
You
stick-
also use ghee in your cooking?
I use it for my business.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah.
It's just the melted butter, no?
Yeah,
so we
yeah,
can.
yeah.
We don't want to buy ghee for just this one.
Yeah.
We can just melt the butter.
Yeah,
and-
just melt the butter and you skim off the what's settled. So it's clarified butter basically.
Yes.
Yeah. I used to think that ghee was expensive, but now butter is so expensive. It's
Yeah.
actually cheaper to
Yeah.
use ghee, you know. Sort of like some people do crepes. Yeah, like those French crepes, you know, they use a little wooden thing to kind of like flatten it out. But dosa is very popular, but I never actually grew up eating it. But a lot of Malaysians, you know, they rave about dosa, but just how I grew up, I just didn't actually.
But for us, it is like this is the very easiest thing we can do
Is
on
that
a
right?
weekday because
Really?
only weekend we have to grind. That also grinder we don't want to stand. We just put it and it takes half an hour to grind everything. Then we can just pour it. That's all. It's like for like the mixer we don't want to stand nearby now and then we don't want to check. It's like in between we have to add a little bit of water. That's all. It will be ready
Yeah.
in half an hour or.
But you have to ferment it, right?
Yeah, just that also after pouring we are keeping it overnight in the counter and just we are
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
see.
yeah. I think you have to get into the system
Yeah,
of remembering
yeah.
to
For us,
ferment
like
it.
this is the very easiest thing we can do.
Right,
For
right. Because
yeah.
I'm used to, I like the patience to
So-
ferment things and to let things.
so for me, it's like if there is no batter, I go mad. Like, what will I do tomorrow for breakfast? If there is something,
That's what it looks like.
yeah, you can
Yeah.
fold it if you
Yeah.
want.
So, like, I see a lot of the time
Yeah,
when
they will fold it,
like,
yeah.
like in a
This is
Like
one
in
problem.
long
The pan is like, yeah, they roll
strips
it.
like this, yeah. So all this is the boiled rice plus urad dal.
Urad dal,
Yeah, so it's
salt.
and salt. That's it. All right. Whereas this one has boiled rice, raw rice, urad dal, and also coconut milk with a bit of salt. Okay.
You can try.
I don't
that.
want to. Yeah. Okay. Do we have enough to make so we can take photos afterwards?
Yeah, we can take
Okay.
photo because
Okay.
I have a lot of batter,
Okay.
so you can try it.
Okay. So you see a lot of like Malaysians eat this for breakfast, right? This is nice.
Yeah.
The crispiness. That's really nice.
I had a iron tawa, otherwise I would have bring that. It's like little heavy to carry. It's like a very
Oh.
big iron pan. Otherwise that one means we can make a very big dosa
Sure.
and we can fold it there itself. Yeah.
Does it take a while to heat up if it's thick?
Yeah,
okay?
it takes a time, little bit time. But then it comes really
Is
well.
it non-stick as well?
No, it's not non-stick.
Okay.
Yeah, just I will just put little bit of oil and I will rub it
Okay.
and then I will.
Right. So with this mutton curry, the potato really helps to thicken it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is so good, guys.
For us, this is like very easiest thing that we can do in our kitchen is like this appam and dosa idli. Because
Right.
for other things that we have to spend little bit of time. Every morning when I wake up, I just take a little bit of batter outside and different side dish I make.
Right.
One day appam. Today morning I gave my daughter and husband like appam with egg curry.
Okay.
So next day tomorrow I will make dosa with some chutney, with simple chutney. So it is like that.
Cool.
My daughter is like so much into dosa. She doesn't eat. She she wants every day.
Really?
She asks me like dosa.
Smart girl.
Yeah. So even for school, she doesn't like to take rice to eat because we usually for lunch we eat rice.
Oh,
So for her, I send some idli, this tiffin varieties only I send.
Don't they feed her at school?
Hmm?
Don't they feed her at
No, she's going to public school, no? So she.
Oh
will-
yeah, because she's. I
She's
forget
fine,
that she's
yeah.
6 years old. I keep thinking that she's younger than Noah.
No. So
Okay.
it is like she eats there.
Right.
in childcare last year they usually give her food.
Yeah.
But wherever we go, she is like so much into this dosa. Even yesterday we went to some other restaurant and she was asking me like, can we have sambar and dosa?
Right.
So it's like she's like.
I gotta ask you about sambar.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that is like other than mostly in India, many people will be like only non-vegetarians go with this mutton curry or chicken curry, and regular side dish for idli and dosa is sambar and chutney. So for sambar, it's like we use lentil. It's like we call it as tuar dal. Tuar dal.
see, because I tried your sambar.
Yes, yeah.
Because she brought some when we had that long table dinner under the stars thing. She brought some sambar. I recognize it as my dal.
Dal, yeah.
I just call it dal.
Yeah.
Like I have a recipe on my website, which is for roti canai, which is like a prata, right? With dal, and my dal tastes like her sambar. Yeah, it looks the same. It tastes the same to me. It's very interesting how, like, so anything with lentil is called sambar.
No, not like that. Yeah,
okay.
we also make dal, but that is different. In sambar, sambar is different.
Okay, in what way?
Yeah, it is like in dal there will not be any vegetables in the. In sambar there will be like a lot of vegetables we can add.
Right.
Drumstick, beans.
Drumstick is a vegetable, not chicken drumstick.
Yeah, it's a very famous thing in India.
Yeah, drumstick is a type of vegetable. You can find it frozen in the freezer section in your Indian grocery store. This is so nice, you know what? Because the ghee makes it taste really buttery and flavoursome. I love it.
Because, but some people it's like, this is called ghee roast. We can make plain dosa also without ghee. People like to eat that also.
Is that right?
Yeah.
No, I like it with ghee.
For photo, should we take it again? Or
Yeah, maybe we do one more. That'd be good.
Yeah. How do you, while streaming, you take photos? Or
no, afterwards.
Then I can make you and give you at that time. So that it will be like fresh and we can make it.
But look at these. Doesn't that look fantastic? Like I say, guys, you wouldn't imagine, because all it is just basically ground rice, right, with water and salt.
Yeah.
But it tastes fantastic.
Yeah, really, that's very simple. Even the steamed idli, it tastes very good with some nice side dishes.
Is that right?
It is
cool.
That will be like plain only, but then
Okay.
For babies, they start with that one when they are very young. That
the idli, because it's more child friendly. It's kind of like nice fluffy. They're like little healthy steamed cupcakes.
Even when we are sick, like we feel like eating that one. Really, we need some idli and chutney.
Okay.
We feel like that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's try making the sweet one, yeah? What do you reckon?
Yes.
Okay, so
this is dosa batter. You can take the...
Okay, let's bring this back on. Oops. Okay, so this is the batter for the appam.
Yeah.
And let's try. I'm gonna actually stir some sugar into it and see how it turns out, because I want it a little bit browner. I don't have brown sugar, I got white sugar, but the sugar should actually help make it caramelize a little bit. So this is my hack, alright guys, let's see if it works. It's already got the... Okay. Let me just... mix this up a little bit. It doesn't need any more baking, like bicarb. Okay. So there you go. Let's turn this on.
Even if we don't have this appam pan, we can make that as a flat one also. Just don't want to, just normal pan, we can just put it, but we have to close it and cook. Unlike,
Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay. But I want the fluffy bit in the middle. Okay, let's try this, yeah? Okay, I don't want to do too much. Oops.
It's hot.
Yeah. Oops.
I think the pan is not very
Not hot enough.
Hot enough. Otherwise that holes will start coming immediately.
That's alright. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a little bit more sugar because I'm a sugar freak. Let's cover this up. What is that? That is a rice batter. It's actually like raw rice. Literally, it's called raw rice. All right, RAW rice. Look for raw rice in an Indian store, and ask also for boiled rice. Okay, which actually is not cooked rice, but is actually also like uncooked rice, but it's called boiled rice. So if you go to the Indian grocery store, ask for raw rice and boiled rice, and ask for urad dal.
Yeah.
All right. So those are the 3 ingredients you want to make this batter. You soak them in. You soak them in water for 3-4 hours, and then you blitz them, and then you ferment them.
You can just tilt it.
Okay. It's not.
That's hot.
It's still very white. I want it brown.
Oh, you want it brown?
I'm starting to think now that there's something in the Malaysian version that makes it brown, because this one is totally white. I wonder if they put palm sugar in it.
Maybe.
Yeah, because Malaysian palm sugar is brown.
Even we use palm sugar. This is not so.
It's very sweet. I over sweetened it. I knew I would do that, but aesthetically, it's still too white. Yeah, it's frustrating. Okay, but also the Malaysian version is a lot lighter. So maybe I wonder if we. Ooh, that's alright. If I can actually do a little bit more, but thin down the batter some more.
You can take the batter from there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look. See what happens. Okay, we turn it off. So in Malaysia, what they do, they fold it into thirds. Okay, once it cools down. This one is too big and puffy. All right, but this is how they do it in Malaysia. But also the Malaysian version is crispier as well.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering what they do different. Okay, so I'm gonna add a bit of water to this. That's too much water.
You can take a little bit of.
That's too much water.
Do you want baking?
Yeah. Okay, let's see how we go with this. Okay, still very thin. I'm gonna put a little bit of baking powder, soda bicarb. Okay, I'm gonna put a bit of sugar in here. Alright, and turn this on. We're gonna heat this up a little bit more this time around before I pour the batter in. I don't want to burn off the handles on your thing. But I need to get one of these pans next time I go to an Indian store. I'm gonna restaurant Appam pan.
In Udaya, everything you can get. Have you ever been to Udaya in Liverpool or?
No, where in Liverpool is it?
Liverpool, near to the Westfield.
Okay.
Near to the Westfield, that All Saints Catholic Church is there, no? Near to that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not very round, but we're gonna cover this and see what happens.
That shop sells everything. It's like a very big shop, and
How do you spell it?
Udhaya.
Udhaya.
Yeah. Udaya supermarket.
Udaya supermarket. I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah.
My mom actually, my stepmom lives out that way.
Oh, then you can.
In Hinchinbrook. But I
Okay.
never shop in Liverpool because Liverpool seems like a. I shop in Cabramatta a lot.
Okay.
I don't shop in Liverpool. Okay.
Last year we were in Liverpool. We moved to Kogra in June only.
Is that right?
Yeah, we were.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Right.
usually we were in Liverpool.
I'm gonna
Okay.
sprinkle a little bit of sugar on this here.
Yeah.
How long? So you would have been there for like about a year.
Year, yeah.
Okay.
Year and
How did you
half.
find it?
It was good because Udaya is there, no? So
Oh yeah. Good.
the main problem is over.
Sure.
It was like being in India only since it was there.
Right.
Even Udaya don't have everything like what we get in India, but majority of the things.
It's better.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing, I suppose.
Even this week when I went there, I found that Indian shallots. This is the first
Indian what, sorry?
shallots.
Oh, right.
Yeah, this
Really?
is the first time I'm seeing Indian shallots there.
Okay, so let's make another one since I already put the sugar in here. Okay, sprinkle some sugar. What time is it?
1:45.
Okay, that's still okay. Whoops. Okay, so let's try this. See what it tastes like. It's still a little bit whiter. I burnt it a little bit.
But I think then, like you said, like palm sugar only, because in India also I have seen like a brown one on top. Maybe it's like palm sugar only.
Right. Let's try it. Yeah, I think the Malaysian one might actually have some wheat flour
Wheat flour
in it
okay.
as well, because this one is
Yeah, for us
The
like in
texture is a
wheat
little
flour
bit
also we make a dosa, just wheat flour, salt and water.
really.
Yeah, that one in between my mom usually make a sweet dosa in that. It's like she just pour like normal dosa and then she sprinkle it with grated coconut and sugar
Alright.
mixture, and then we have to fold it. It tastes really good.
Do you have the recipe on your website? Or?
I have not posted, but it's like I will post it.
Okay.
It's like very easy only. Just based on required consistency, we have to add salt and water with the wheat flour,
Okay.
and then pour it in the normal that pan. No, this one. We can, like dosa, we can spread it.
Right. Okay.
And we can cook both the sides or cover cook with the one side we can cover cook.
Right.
And then just the
Cookies, Jess, thanks for following. Cooks, CD Oaks.
sugar. You
Right?
have to read
I'm
it from
terrible.
here.
I know, I can't. So I'm struggling. Jess, thanks for following. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Yeah, the texture is a bit different, but the concept is the same. It's like puffy in the middle, crispy on the outside, and it's meant to be sweet.
Actually, there are variety of dosa. One dosa is called as neer dosa. In that the same ingredient, but it is like don't want to ferment.
Okay.
Just if we like around like 7 o'clock, if you are grinding the batter, just we have to soak the rice. Just soaking the rice. That time alone is needed. It's like even 1 hour it's enough. Just soak the rice, grind it with the coconut,
Right.
a little bit of urad dal, or even with for neer dosa we don't want urad dal at all. So just raw rice with coconut, then we can make it in pan, normal dosa pan with the lazy.
Right.
Just we have to pour it like this because it will be very watery.
Right.
So just
burnt this.
yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Cool.
That also we can make.
Kill this. Okay. Oh, cool. There you go. I'll fix it up later on and eat it.
Yeah.
This is so interesting. Yeah, guys, the recipes for this, I mean, this curry is amazing, by the way. Alright, this is mutton curry, what we call mutton curry in Malaysia and India, but it's actually made with goat meat. I'm enjoying. Oh, thank you so much, Jess. Right, so it's served traditionally. Like, do you eat with this with basmati rice as well sometimes, or
Which one?
the goat
Yeah,
curry?
we can.
Okay.
Anything.
Right.
Even for the idli, dosa, rice,
Right.
everything we can have.
Right. So what I learned in this broadcast, I always imagine Indian people eat basmati rice, right? And
It's like many people use it,
Right.
but in my place actually we don't use it for regular daily cooking. Only for fried rice and
Right.
some special. It's like we think like that than that one. This is more healthy, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So for biryani and fried rice, we go with that. Pulao, we go with that.
Right.
And for normal regular cooking, that we mix with curry and eat. So for this boiled rice, we usually add fish curry or sambar or
Right.
dal, anything.
Right.
So that one we usually go
Right.
with.
So the boiled rice you can just cook as normal rice.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So usually, apparently, in
It's
her
like one
part
cup.
of India, which is Tamil Nadu, they use they usually more traditionally, well, more often use boiled rice. This is what's called boiled rice, but it's actually raw rice. It's not actually uncooked rice, all right. And what they call raw rice is this one here.
It's very
Okay.
simple.
Yeah, they all just look like rice. Okay. The boiled rice looks like sushi rice a little bit to me, but smaller, right? And what they call raw rice looks like miniature jasmine rice to me. You can't really make it out over here. And this is something called urad dal. So the way, just to reiterate, the way we make the different batters is that we soak the rices and the urad dal for about 3-4 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours.
About 3 hours, and then you blitz them. All right. So the ratio varies depending on what batter you're making.
Yeah. For appam batter, it is like for 3 cups of raw rice, 1 cup urad dal, 1 cup boiled rice, and a handful of this one urad dal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's for the.
Along with 1 cup of coconut. Coconut is the main ingredient for
Okay.
appam, because
Okay.
without coconut it will not turn out like this fair white and
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. And the other thing I found really interesting was how she, like anything that calls for coconut, she uses mostly grated coconut.
yeah.
And she just grates it and blitzes it in the food processor with water, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the way anything that calls for coconut, I usually just use coconut
Coconut
milk.
milk.
She does use coconut milk as well, but she usually actually, if she does use coconut milk, she will actually use,
Squeeze it.
yeah, she will actually extract it herself with the grated coconut. All right, so all these things are very, very interesting. And by the way, like I said, guys, look up happyscook.com, which is Divya's website. And it's got like 480 Indian recipes, plus some baking recipes as well. And I will be reblogging her recipes on my website as well. And I'll keep experimenting with the appam.
Yeah. You can try
the
a
batter.
lot of things you can try.
Yeah.
in this.
Okay, I'm gonna keep experimenting with all these. Yeah. So, well, thank you so much for all
Yeah.
this. Would you like to come back again? I'd love to have her back again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
fine
she's very busy. Yeah,
Yeah.
because she's got a kid and she's doing a course at the moment. But she is a software engineer by training, which is why there's another point of similarity between me and Divya.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming along.
Thanks.
Yeah, really
Thanks for the
appreciate
really
it.
invite. Yeah, this is the first time I'm going somewhere like this, and I really feel good like to experiment and show
She's
something.
very good, right? Yeah. So when I met her, she had apparently before this event that we were both ambassador, right, she'd never actually cooked publicly or anything. Like, she'd never cooked out of her house,
Yeah.
So now this is all like,
Thanks
Not
for the
everyone knows
opportunity to explore more.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And her Instagram has some beautiful Indian food pictures as well that she makes at home. So look up. The handle is just Happy's Cook. HAPPYSCOOK. All right. Her daughter's name is Happy, so she's Happy's Cook. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being so cool. Thanks for sticking around. Colin, bring her back. Adios. Yeah, I know, right? See, they're saying bring her back. There you go. I'll see you all. Ciao.